What is Moonforce? Give me the broad strokes of it. What's going on with Moonforce here?
We continued the journey to building mass adoption in crypto, and that's really what our goal is, and that's what we set out to do, and just make an impact on people all over the world. I mean, Moonforce is shooting for one thing. Our mission is to change the way things work in this space, to become a standard of trust, standard of confidence, and a standard that people can rely on and sleep at night knowing that the people they've engaged and chosen to give their hard-earned time and their hard-earned money and invest into these different projects for different reasons, that the authenticity behind those projects is genuine and it is transparent, and they know exactly what they're doing and what they're working with. You don't have to work so hard to find the next big one when transparency, accountability, and authenticity is right in front of you. That's what we're doing, and that's the game changer.
I want this. What's going on? Today in this video, we are talking about a new crypto project called Moonforce, and we've got one of the minds behind it. His name is Bill, and he is the CEO of Dev Team 6, and they are recently launched this project Moonforce. And you and I need to figure out, hey, is this project worth our time, our money, our energy? There's a whole bunch of crypto projects out there. Why should we give this one the time of day? And in this video, I think this is the best way to find out whether or not some projects are good or not. And on these AMAs, I think it's been so accurate to finding out great projects because the devs are able to come on here and answer and take the heat from whatever questions that I could give them. And only you and I are the beneficiaries of it. Anyway, if you're new to this channel, my name is Aaron. I'm going to journey to my next Bitcoin while helping you to your next Bitcoin. Not your financial advisor, just a lizard brain cowboy exploring the wild west of cryptocurrency with a whole bunch of other cowboys. If you want to roll with us, hit the subscribe button down below. Give us a like if you're feeling generous, and leave a comment down below in case if you want to, maybe there's like a certain giveaway that we could do or whatever. Just leave a comment down below and let us know what you think about Moonforce. Okay, so just so anyone knows, like, there is a sea of cryptos cropping up every single day, and to me, you can't go to the website because sometimes it's incomplete or not updated. To ask a community mod, they might not understand it. You go to a YouTuber like me, and I'm trying to decipher as best as I can, but I'm getting paid and to do a terrible job. Look, the best way to do it is just to talk to the devs, and that's what we have here. That's what we have. So I have this win-win-win strategy. Look, I'm getting compensated for this video, but you and we're just asking questions here. Like, I'm not propping them up. I'm not doing anything. They stand on their own. And so we've got Bill in the hot seat talking about Moonforce today. Bill, welcome to the hot seat.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate being here.
I'm glad that you're here. Well, before we get started into Moonforce, I'd like to ask just a little bit of your background in crypto and how that connects to Moonforce for you.
Sure, no problem. My name is Bill Spada, Dev Team 6 CEO. Dev Team 6 has been around for a little bit over a year with crypto. We've got some projects we've built, some platforms we've done, built some really cool technology for some of the platforms we've made, and we continued the journey to building mass adoption in crypto, and that's really what our goal is, and that's what we set out to do, and just make an impact on people all over the world.
Awesome. And so that takes us to Moonforce. What is Moonforce? Give me the broad strokes of it. What's going on with Moonforce here?
Yeah, so Moonforce, a lot of people seem to kind of call it a launch pad. I guess you could call it a launch pad with a community aspect to it. We're building out a platform that is built for developers as well as it is built for community members and holders. We're trying to build more of a authentic, very transparent and really accountable platform that allows the developers to really show the nuts and bolts of the project, show all the pieces that they're working on and how the project's growing. And we built out a platform that's really going to change how accountability works within the space.
How does that work? Changing the accountability? I'm not sure what that means.
Well,
is that like more accountable for the devs or people?
More accountable. Well, more accountability just overall. I mean, one thing you see in the token space right now is you've got a lot of people, right? You've got influencers, you've got marketing groups, you've got all these different ways people can prop up a project, make a project look 10 times better than it is. What's really happening with a project And so what we've done is we have inside of Moonforce, you have a launch pad. You also have all the other things like multi-sender. You have all the other creating a token. You can do all the same things you get on something like DX Sale or something you'd see on Unicrypt or Pink Sale. All those same features exist. The difference that Moonforce brings to the table is something that we call a section on the website called the War Room. So the War Room is really built for developers and community at the same time. Essentially, imagine it like this snapshot of the project, but then there's all these tools and functions and features within the War Room. And some of the highlights, I guess I could say, that are in the War Room is what makes Moonforce so different. We have a marketing pixel generation tool that allows our developers to create a marketing pixel so that they could utilize that marketing pixel to see real conversions on their marketing efforts and dollars that they spend. Like right now, if I go spend money on BTOC ads and I spend $10,000, I have no way to track how much of that $10,000, all the traffic, all the impressions, all the clicks that went to our site or go into our ecosystem, how many of them actually turned into a holder. I have zero clue. I'm blind. I have no idea how to see that right now. What we're building is the opportunity to where developers can actually engage on either a marketing platform, an influencer, somebody like yourself that's looking to provide real transparent information to the public so they can make the right decisions, right? And so if we're going to utilize these channels and we're going to pay for most of these channels, having the ability to know, okay, I spent 10,000, and if I spent 10,000, I got 385 holders. Out of the 385 holders, the average dollars per holder that were swapped into my project was roughly $480, right? And that gives me an idea of the return on the ad money that we just spent. And that tells me if I'm spending the money correctly, am I optimizing where I spend this money so that the community, the actual project is seeing true real growth, not just us just throwing money all over the place and crossing our fingers that we get a pop or we get a push. It's actual real data that has metrics behind it. So look at inside the War Room, we also have a analytics tool. And the analytics tool is actually where you think of it as Google Analytics of crypto. So essentially what you're able to do is you're able to go down, break down, and figure out optimization strategies behind your project. We also have an influencer marketplace. The influencer marketplace in there is going to have real reviews coming from the projects, real reviews coming from the holders in those projects. The community gets to get involved. So if you're an influencer or you're somebody, you're BitBoy charging $50,000 for a YouTube video, well, is there really any benefit to the project? Now there is no question. It's all in the data, and the data doesn't lie. So the War Room is really built for engaging in accountability, engaging in authenticity and transparency when it comes to projects in the token space. And that's really what we're building
Oh,
here is we're on a mission to really change the space from it being a bunch of false realities to actual projects that have merit that are doing great things.
I want this. I want this. Okay, so let me break this down for people, especially coming from a marketing background. You have a launchpad in Moonforce, and with the launchpad, it comes with standard things such as a token creator and a multi-sender. Multi-sender, if no one knows, it's where you send the token, airdrop it to multiple wallets. Right? Am I wrong about that one?
Right. You're
So
right.
yeah, so you have a multi-sender. Now you also have something you call the war room, and what this would be called in any like major business. I don't know if people know this, but like Lowe's and Home Depot are competing businesses, and in both of their buildings, there's a room in Lowe's that looks like Home Depot, and there's a room that in Home Depot that looks like Lowe's, and that's their war room. They start to think about what's happening in their strategies and marketing and all that stuff. And that's essentially what this is. It's for developer community, and you've got multiple things here. What you call a pixel, people might not know what that means, but and so like I come from a Facebook marketing background, and a pixel is like a
Right.
line of code that you could insert into well, I'm not sure how you do this for crypto, but essentially for Facebook, you do it on in the website. And
Hey,
so however you do
that's the
that, I'm sure
secret
it's like
sauce.
proprietary.
That's the
Yeah, that's
secret
the secret
sauce.
sauce right there. So some kind of pixel that, and I'm like figuring it out as you go along, but I don't know exactly how you do it. This is kind of little genius here that I haven't figured out yet. But essentially, you can track where if a buyer or a seller or whatever, a buyer, it came from whatever source it came from. So like not just like an influencer. So you'd probably have some kind of like, I don't know, some kind of tracker like on a link that you'd give me, and then they would click on that
Hmm.
link and they would go or something like that, right?
Hmm.
And it would tally, hey, this person bought at this time from this influencer, and so there is direct and measurable ROI, return on investment, for every
Correct.
dollar of marketing spent. Because right now, a problem is that, and I'm stop me if I'm talking too much, but this
No.
is where I'm really passionate about, is because I see that like these other influencers out there buy their views, buy their subscribers, they bought
Amen. This is
them or
exactly
whatever.
it.
Yeah, and I'm out here with scraping by with like 1,000 views a video, and people say no, you have too low views. But to me, I'm like, I have real views, like dedicated,
Right.
like real time views here. And these other influencers, they're buying up like 6, 7, 10,000 views. It's ridiculous, and then they're overcharging. So as a developer, you're going to want to know, hey, look, is this effective or is it not effective?
Right.
So that's one thing that I really, that's some really genius stuff right there. You also mentioned some analytics tools, so something like Google Analytics, and that's
Right.
just like visits to website, views, impressions, stuff like that. Probably not exactly those terms, but probably something similar. And then
Hmm.
an influencer marketplace where I guess you could just select from different influencers out there that you trust or something like that, is and like their reviews on different ones.
Yeah, so it is very similar to that. Imagine a marketplace where you could request that whatever the service is. So all the services the influencer offers will be there. They can select which service they want to choose. They can request the service. Then the influencer communicates back and forth with the project. Now, what's really cool is any community member can request it. It could be a holder that wants to request it, or it could be the developer that wants to request it. And it's all transparent to where the whole community can observe this as like a transparent snapshot of what's happening behind the scenes. So if the developer is doing it and they've got to deal with the influencer, it's going to be verified right there in the war room, and it's viewable by the public. So everybody can see it. They'll know that Crypto Cowboy is going to be a part of this project, and he is already confirmed and agreed and made a deal with the developers or with a community member or whoever. What's really
Yeah.
actually very exciting inside the war room is there's so much more to it. There's places where you can actually get verified software. So if you want to run a contest or you want to do something for your community or you need a community manager, there's a community manager marketplace. That marketplace is going to have feedback from the communities they've managed. It's going to have all transparent information. Then you get into the bigger picture. So what Moonforce turns into with all this data, right? Because we're collecting all this data, they're going to turn into a actual discovery channel for prospective investors that are looking for great projects that have genuine real metrics behind their actual score. So our discovery channel or discovery side, it's going to look like CoinMarketCap, a lot like CoinGecko, but it's going to have data backing up the actual trends and the people that are trending, the projects that go trending are backed up by the data from the project, from the war room efforts they've made in order to drive transparency, accountability, and authenticity throughout the project.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's important because in it of itself, blockchain technology is a transparent type of technology. Like we should be able to track every transaction, every buy, every sell, all that kind of stuff. And so to tap into that on a marketing ROI standpoint only makes sense. I mean, I from a marketing background, I really get this.
Yeah.
And this is where you said that it's a developer community where you are bringing in verified software and community managers and influencers XYZ all together. And so since people are like, okay, which ones are the best ones? Which ones in my budget I could afford and all that kind of stuff. So
Right.
Yeah, I'm liking this. Where did this idea come from? How did this come about? Like, what? Give me the starting points here.
Well, I mean, and the two things I didn't tell you about yet, and I'll just tell them to you really quick because it'll tell you the story that you're
Sure.
asking. There is actually a centralized exchange marketplace as well in there. There's also going to
Okay.
be, a marketplace around developers. There's going to be a marketplace around all sorts of different pieces of the bigger part of how to be a successful crypto project. But a lot of scammers are out there, right? And so in our journey through Dev Team 6, we've actually seen where all the shortfalls are within being a successful project. How do you engage with all the different things that you need to accomplish to take your project to a next level and turn it into a real, very high level project that people respect at a level where they trust it, right? So as we're going through that process, we got centralized exchanges we're making listings on, and we have one or two that actually were scams that took money from the project, and we obviously got screwed. And so
I heard about
having
this.
verified data, verified contact info for the centralized marketplace is going to have we have already talked to the community or to the centralized exchanges. We've already got our contacts. We've taken a year and a half now to build the database of real contact information, not somebody hitting you up through Telegram or talking to you coming in from a LinkedIn link or something. These are real, actual verified employees, decision makers from those centralized exchanges that you can go in. There's a database. There's about close to about 80 of them in there, let's say. Out of the 80, you can choose, and they're all sorted by volume, daily volume. They're all sorted by what countries they really have the majority of their users from. It goes down deep in metrics, but what's neat is I can sort them and I can choose the 10 that I like, and I can hit one click to inquire. All 10 centralized exchanges get sent all that information directly to the decision makers in one click. I don't have to fill it out 10 different ways, 10 different times. I can just fill it out once and it sends that information directly to the decision makers. So it's part efficiency, it's part convenience, it's part true accountability, transparency and authenticity. At the end of the day, as a developer, we've seen the pain points. We know what these guys are going through. We know what a project, like I've even seen the community members. They're so passionate about their project, but they feel helpless. They don't know where to even start, where to go and try to help take their project to the next level. Because in some cases, the developer doesn't know how to communicate where they're having pain points. So this brings the whole thing together in a synergistic way so that it can be moved forward as accelerated as possible, but effective, efficient, and making sure that it's managed properly. So it's a win-win-win. There's nothing but wins inside the war room.
I love win-win-wins. Okay, and I honestly, I am so hype about this project, Bill. Like this sounds so good. No one knows. Like I did a recent video on this. I think it might be releasing soon, but it's like I get hit up by an enormous amount of bots or people just trying to hustle me, trying to scam me about like some project or trying to get it's
All
it's
day long.
unbearable. And then all day long, no one knows. Just
No,
it must be close to about 30 a day, honestly, like a
oh,
real number,
easy.
30 a day.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
Easily. And so what ends up happening is like one, I have to filter like on both sides. On the influencer side, I have to filter out. I'm not going to deliver crappy projects to my audience. And on the other side, if you're a developer, you're trying to get through. You're trying to cut through that noise. And then I
Yeah.
hear about like these developers getting scammed out of these influencers and these other like these marketers. They're saying like, yeah, give me 15,000, I'll get you listed on CMC in a day,
Oh,
and they
yeah.
lose 15,000. And I'm like, oh my
It's
gosh,
amazing. It's amazing.
it's crazy.
Moonforce bridges the gap. The gap is all
Yeah,
that black and white where the gray area is right now, where all these
yeah,
scammers, all
yeah,
these people that are wasting everybody's time and taking everybody's money. It literally
yeah.
eliminates the gray area and turns everything back to black and white and allows crypto projects to really build from day one with a confidence level that what they're doing is going to make an impact. and it's going to help grow
Yeah.
the project. And that's what Moonforce does, is it just bridges that gap that nobody else has been able to do. It's going to be a game changer in the end. And I haven't even told you the tokenomics of the project. The tokenomics are even more exciting as well. I mean, the platform is amazing. What we've done, the vision, what's going on behind the project, it's something that it's kind of like, if you ever had like a, what your the best movie you ever saw, right? And you have this vision in your mind what you want it to be. This is like the best platform in crypto as a developer that I've ever envisioned could exist has
Yeah.
been put into
Yeah.
Moonforce. That's what this has become,
Yeah.
right? And so
Yeah.
what I haven't told you is we've got 8% BNB reflection rewards on the token, which is absolutely huge for the initial holders, the new adopters of this platform and of this project. We have member levels. We have different tiers. You can go up as a member level. There's benefits to the members. They're automatically whitelisted for all pre-sales. They get early access at different levels because, first level gets the top access. They get in early. And then obviously, depending on how many levels it goes through, it can go to public sale. But that's even more exciting stuff that comes to the benefits of being a holder of Moonforce. Some of the biggest things that I didn't tell you, right? So DX sale, Pink sale, Unicrypt, it doesn't matter who they are. Those pre-sale platforms, they take tokens as fees, and they also take a small portion of the BNB from the LP that is raised from the project in the pre-sale. Well, when they take the tokens, and I live this, right? I've been in this movie before. When we ran a 5,000 BNB raise on DX sale last year, I think it was last July. We raised it, we got the deal done, and we went public. We went to PancakeSwap market. What was crazy is within a week, DX sale dumps 9 trillion tokens, $2.5 million worth of liquidity is wiped out of the project because DXSale
Wow.
took 2% of our tokens from us. Guess what Moonforce doesn't? We take the 2% of those tokens, and guess what we do with them?
Yeah.
They don't go to the platform. They don't go to us as Dev Team 6. We don't get to keep them. Guess what happens to them? All 2% get reflected to the holders of Moonforce. Now you've mitigated
Awesome.
the downside sale pressure. There's not all of our holders are loyal holders. They're looking to build their portfolios, right? So they're all going to earn automatically just by holding Moonforce. They're going to earn a portion of every project that goes live on the platform. You tell me another pre-sale launch pad that's doing something like that for their holders. So then you have to fast
That's
forward
awesome.
what makes the BNB reward side. So everyone's like, oh, I've heard this BNB reward story before. I've seen these tokens come out. Everybody has talked about them before, right? Over the last 3 to 6 months. The biggest difference between Moonforce and every other token in the token space right now is Moonforce is the first token that trades on Swap 2.0 technology. Now, just to help you understand, Swap 2.0 is the 2.0 to PancakeSwap 1.0, right? So currently, the way PancakeSwap works, you cannot take fees from swaps in BNB or what's called the base token of the pair. You can only take it in the project token. So right now, any project with tokenomics, it doesn't matter if it's 2%, 10%, 15%, any project with tokenomics can only take the fees, the tokenomic fees, and fill the tokenomic buckets with project tokens. So it'd be like Moonforce, if there's a
Awesome.
10% fee, we take those 10% in tokens on PancakeSwap. So where
Great.
Moonforce wins, and it's the first token of its kind that actually trades on Swap 2.0 technology, which is PiSwap. PiSwap is the first swap that runs in the token space that runs off of being able to take fees in the base pair of the project. So we're
Mhm.
taking the fees out in BNB. So guess what that means that you don't have to do. So all those contracts out there, all those projects out there right now that say they're a BNB reflection token, yeah, they might be. But guess what they got to do? Their contract has to sell their own project tokens on the market artificially in
Mhm.
order to build BNB into the BNB bucket to then reflect it out to the holders of the project. Moonforce, we collect the fees in BNB on Swap 2.0. So we don't
That's
have to
awesome.
sell anything. Our contract never sells to the market. So you have a very authentic market with
Yeah.
Moonforce token. There is never a sell from the token or from the project team
Yeah.
or from the contract. None of
It's not
that
messing
stuff.
with the price or anything like that. Yeah,
Right.
you're not messing with the
It's
price
no
anymore.
impact.
You're not messing with the. Yeah, that's really great. I got a few questions here. Um,
Sure.
so, how far along are you in the development of this platform?
We are working on War Room right now. We have currently a few sections that have been built. We're scoping and building the rest. Actually, it's a lot of the first thing we're doing is the marketing pixel because we know how different that is and how important that is to the space. So that's going to be our first and foremost release that we're trying to push out first before everything else. Then it'll be the analytics tool, and then all the marketplaces. I believe, but I don't have an exact number of them. There's probably about seven or eight different marketplaces that are being built out, and those are basically databases with all the data in them, sortable, so people can click and be able to send an inquiry to those people within the marketplaces. And we're
Yeah.
offering, obviously, we've got people that have already jumped in to participate in those marketplaces and be a offering, and then we're obviously going to open that
Mhm.
door here soon. But the Moonforce platform, except for the War Room side, is probably about 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks out from it being at its full capacity. The only thing that will be done
Oh,
in like version 2, version 3, version 4, version 2, 3, 4, 5 of the War Room will evolve over the next maybe 3 months, I would say, to have it
got it.
at full,
That's
full, full capacity.
that's fantastic. So the Pixel is about 3 weeks out.
The Pixel, I would say, yeah, I'd say on or about 3 to 4 weeks, maybe somewhere in that
Fantastic.
range.
That thing's a game changer. I don't know if developers are out there or not, but like it is the number one problem I think for a developer for project dev is to know what you're getting back with your marketing spend or your ad spend. I personally include like my own like testimonials and like charts like, hey, this person posted, their video with me on this day and the current day and the following day, this is how the chart moved. That's what I
Right.
do. But it's even better when you have like a code just extracting the data and further. So I
Yeah,
think
how
that's
cool
I
would it
think that's
be? How
key.
cool would it be for you if you posted a link in this video at the end when you actually publish it, and anybody that clicks that link is now tracked for your benefit. So
Yeah,
anybody that comes through will know how many clicks we got to the website, how many went to the swap platform, how many actually swapped, and exactly what gets the blockchain. We can know
I
exactly
love
how
it.
much dollars they swapped into the into the project. And then I come back to you and say, do you know that the average holder that got in from your video was $1,340?
I
Or
love it. I
imagine
love it.
this: you charge 1,000 or 2,000. I don't even know what you charge for video, right? But let's say you charge this, and John, who has 80 fake comments and 2,000 likes on his video, and he's doing all this, and we see that he only he's charging the same dollars as you. But we come to find out, and here's where the data is going to be so cool to look at, right? Let's say you and John both get 500 holders. Just pretend with me for a minute. You and John both get 500 holders, but the average, or let's say you get 100 and John gets 500, right? You're going to look at that and go, well, I didn't get nearly as many as John. But John's average holder was $30 and your average holder was 1,100.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
It's a
Yep. Yep.
huge difference, right? It's a
Difference maker.
it all comes down to the metrics and the data, my friend.
For sure. I mean, I am 100%, and because I know that everything here is genuine, I have no problem with showing off exactly, data and analytics and all that kind of stuff. So I love it. So a problem that I see in launching a launchpad, and this is a very big problem, is the accumulation of good developers and good projects. What is your strategy in getting those projects? Because I'm part of a ton of launchpads, and I've found that I've invested heavily in a couple launchpads, and they are getting crappy projects. I'm like, no one's gonna buy into this, and if I'm not gonna whitelist my own self and all this kind of stuff. So I don't even like the launchpad anyway because they'll just take anyone.
Well, it's a
So
great question. It's a great question, and the answer is Moonforce has a certification program. We've worked with some auditing companies from the auditing's perspective of the contracts, that actually going through those, making sure everything's on the up and up before the projects go live. So Certic, Quill, we've got a couple others that we've already got conversations with that we're working with already to do the certification on the audit side. We then do a 10-step KYC on every project that comes through that is certified. We also do a KYC 2.0. We kind of like that 2.0 thing, by the way. We do a deeper KYC, which actually includes calling their current place of employment, last place of employment, verifying to a level that you can't fake, a level that you can't give me a fake passport, or you can't, you could do all that. People do that all the time. I've seen people pass KYCs. Actually, I watched a video the other day. It was the craziest thing. Watched a video of a guy that was trying to pass KYC with all fake information. He did it intentionally, videotaped the whole thing, went through the process, and they passed him and verified him, right? I'm not going to tell you which platform it was, but let me just tell you it was a major platform in crypto. And it's because they don't take it to another level where it's impossible for you to pass KYC 2.0, which Moonforce is adopted. Not only did we adopt it, but we founded KYC 2.0, and we're going to execute it for everybody that comes through our platform.
Awesome. Awesome.
And
Cool.
and it even gets better. We spend an hour with each project. Myself, our team, our developers, we're asking hard questions on viability. We're asking for sustainability. We want to know and understand the deeper scope of the actual project, not the roadmap. The roadmap doesn't tell you anything. What tells you is, have they scoped it? Where are they at in the development process? What has been developed, and what is the potential of success behind the platform that they're developing? Is it a fork or a clone of something? Or is it actually unique to what they're trying to accomplish, and they have a real mission behind the project? So we do a lot of deep work with these projects before they get pushed live onto Moonforce.
Good deal. Is there anything else, Bill, that you have to tell me about Moonforce that we haven't talked about, that has been left on the table, that you need to put on the table, that you need to get off your chest, that's in your belly, that needs to get out to the world?
Just that we want to become the standard. I mean, Moonforce is shooting for one thing. Our mission is to change the way things work in this space, to become a standard of trust, standard of confidence, and a standard that people can rely on and sleep at night knowing that the people they've engaged and chosen to give their hard-earned time and their hard-earned money and invest into these different projects for different reasons, that the authenticity behind those projects is genuine and it is transparent, and they know exactly what they're doing and what they're working with. They don't have to feel like, I have 80 questions I can't get answered. I have no idea what's happening here, but I love the concept, so I'm going to risk it and just stay in because I'm going to hope on a whim and a prayer that I found the next big one. You don't have to work so hard to find the next big one when transparency, accountability, and authenticity is right in front of you. That's what we're doing, and that's the game changer.
Awesome. Guys, if you are interested in Moonforce, if you're a developer or someone who's got an idea for a token or a project or a serious developer, be sure to check out Moonforce down below. And once it's up and running, if you're an investor, it's a great place to check out new and upcoming projects, because they're already 10-point KYC verified, all that kind of stuff, 2.0 stuff. Look, check out the stuff down below. Check out the website. Check out the Twitter and the white paper. I've got it all open up here. Anyways, guys, Lizard Brain, get into good projects, and hopefully Moonforce is going to help us find those good projects. Lizard Brains, Gorilla Arms, Diamond Hands. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.